Okay, here we are. So today, Woon and we're going to run these plugs. And as you can see, in the best of tradition, we already started without filming. So we got a plug here. And we got a plug here. And the reasoning behind that is that here is an indentation for the submersible pump on either side for these two tanks. So we'll be able to bring the wire out, support it from this C3 here and plug it in right there. Same thing over here. You've got these two tanks with the indentation here and the plug there. So there's two for this and two for this, a total of 4 tanks. And the same thing will happen on this side. This is not wired, but the box is there. There's one there. And there's one there. Same thing. 2 connections, 2 submersible pumps, 2 connections, 2 submersible pumps, and voila. And then what we'll do is, which I'll do after we finish all this, but every tank has a C3 that goes over pretty much the halfway point. So we're going to put 4 lights coming this way, 4 lights coming this way, and 2 lights down the middle. And the reason for that is if you just want a little bit of light to leave overnight or whatever, you know, we will turn on this light and that light, but I'm also going to add a 3rd light out there by the circuit breaker box. So when you turn that switch, you'll get 3 lights. You turn the other switch and you get 8 lights. So when you have 8 lights, you don't have to have the other 3 because you'll have plenty of light. But if you want more, then you can turn the other switch on and you'll have 11. So either way, they're LED and they're 18 watt, so it's not a lot of power in comparison to a 100 watt light bulb. This is only 18 watts and gives you pretty much the same light or maybe even a little bit more. So yeah, so that's what we're going to do, and that is what we're doing right now. Okay, so there it is. What I need to do is finish tightening up the wires. Here I've got one more wire to run. And here you have 1 light, 2 lights. Now this is only like a night light. So you have, and actually because of these 4x4s, the light kind of stays there. Hold on, we'll play ball in a minute. But it will give you plenty of light if you want a night light. Later, there will be 1 light over each tank, so it'll be 8 lights plus these 2 will be 10 and 1 outside of the fish house. It'll be 11 lights, it'll be more than enough. Alright, let me go play some ball with the OG. Okay, so here's just a few updates. Right now, I am working on putting the 8 lights that go over the tanks, and it was quite a job, simply because you have to put the ladder here and then go all the way up here, drill 2 screws into this here, and then you have the wiring. So what I did is I added a pigtail in here, and as you can see, all the wires hanging down everywhere. So what I need to do is tie these 2 sides, together, bringing it down the middle, tie these 2 sides, and so on until I get to the switch here. Well, actually, I'm going to put a junction box here, bring the wire to that junction box to connect all the lights together. Yeah. So that's what I'm working on there. The other thing that I did is I added these latches here and there and out there in the little watershed, and of course the 3 doors inside of the chicken coop. Yeah, there, and the 2 on this side here. Yeah. So I will continue to take care of all those little details so that we can get this done. So now, as far as the tanks, like I said in the previous video, we added all this to the bottom. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take a wire brush with a drill and kind of scuff up all the walls and the sides and prep it for putting some crocodile flexi shield. It's kind of like a cementous synthetic type of stuff, I don't know. And what it does, it fills all the little cracks along the way, like the one you see there. And according to the advertisement and according to the video that I saw, it seals it up and it should hold water. This is the tank that leaked the most, and as you can see, you have those cracks there. And I believe that those cracks multiplied by some other cracks that are on the other walls was enough to cause this thing to leak out so quickly. That plus the seam down here I think was also leaking. So anyway, I will prep all this, and then I will hose everything down and then let it dry for a few days. And then the plan is to do these 4 tanks here, which is one side, let it dry for 3 or 4 days, and then put some water in here. And if it works and holds water, then I'll do the other side. And the reason I'm only doing one side is because that stuff is expensive. It's going to cost a pretty penny to do these 4 tanks. So I want to make sure that this stuff will hold the water before I spend twice the amount doing both sides at the same time and then finding out it doesn't work. So that's what I'm going to do. I will do this side and then see what happens. The other thing is because I will be using this, the idea is the water will come in to this first tank here, go through the filter we installed, and then go into that filtered water holding tank. We will run that pump for maybe 3 or 4 hours per day and use this to put filtered water in here. And hopefully that will provide some relatively clean water that doesn't have all this iron. Now when it comes out it looks pretty clean, but you know, time will tell. And then we'll fill up this side and go from there. Now I'm sure it'll take quite a while to fill these things up using that filtering system, but it is what it is. The other thing is I will set up this filter here and circulate this water through here, and if it works like I think it will, then we will buy more trash cans and you have a little cement slab there on each one of the tanks all the way around. So that portion is ready for somewhat of a filtering system. Yeah. All right. Let's keep on working and doing what we're doing, and we'll go from there. Oh, one more thing that I've done. The other thing I did is this. As if you saw the video, we had hooked up the irrigation system to this drain pipe here that lets all the rust out of the bottom of the first tank after it's aerated. There was not enough pressure. So what I did is I added a shutoff valve that I can control the amount of flow coming out of there. And there was a pipe going through here. Well, there is a pipe that goes down this way and provides water to the aerated tank. I tapped into that line and added a valve and connected the sprinkler system to that. And then I added a 1-inch hose here. As you might remember, I had put that hose in here, but it was gravity fed and there just wasn't enough pressure either. Well, for what I wanted to do. And what I did is I kept a 3/4 inch hose that comes from the filtered water, and it's to provide water for DOG. It'll be nice and clean. I can just wash that thing out, dump the water, and fill it up. And it's very convenient because it's right there. All right, let me keep on going and get this done. Now, I did not take any video of me doing this thing simply because Woon is at work and it's just me. But every time you do one of these, you would have to go up the ladder, down the ladder, up the ladder, down the ladder, up the ladder, down the ladder, 20 million times for each one of those lights. And it was just too much going up and down, and I just didn't film it. But what I did is I took a measurement from this center here and measured to the end of this, put another mark to where the screw would go. I got a piece of wire and held up this thing here. I put in this screw, and then I put in this screw. Oh yeah, and I had to take the light and the cover off before I did that. And then once that was up, then I would have to come down, get the cover, install the cover here, come down, get the light, install the light, and then take this wire and run it along this way. Now, the other thing that I had to do is, of course, move the ladder. I'd have to be on this side to drill this hole, then I'd have to move the ladder this way to drill this hole, and back and forth a million times. But even with all this going up and down, it went fairly quick. It took me about 2 hours to install the 8 lights. All right, here we go. Let's go do something else. Okay, for the first time ever, we're gonna turn on the lights in the chicken coop and the fish house. What I will do is I will turn on the night light, followed by the chicken coop, and then I will turn on the fish house. Okay, let me walk out there and turn on the lights. This is the night light.
All right.
This is the chicken coop.
You see the chicken coop?
Now,
You see the fish house?
what do you think?
Very good.
Look at that. It lights up the whole yard.
Yep.
Okay, so there you have it. There's all the lights. You turn them on and it lights up all of the property. So that's pretty good. Of course, you see a lot of reflection off those lights right now. On the very top there, it's missing the metal like it is on top of this chicken coop here. So, yeah. So there it is. All right. Thanks for watching.
ขอบคุณเจ้า
See you next time.
แล้วฟ้ากันแหมไม้นะเจ้า
See you.
Bye bye